Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to today's extended reading on Patreon. Thank you so much for joining and being parts of this beautiful soul tribe that we are creating here together on Patreon. And let's go ahead and get into the messages. So I am going to shuffle the energy oracle cards really well to clear out some of the very intense energies that have been coming through the reading. If you haven't yet explored the first reading on YouTube, the link to that is in the Patreon post. So I want to know what is going on with the divine feminine that we've been channeling into. What else can I share with the divine feminine here? The Sun card in the upright position. A new beginning is in progress for you, is coming for you. What kind of new beginning is coming for this divine feminine? I'm hearing a breaking free of that very cycle that we were channeling. That cycle of with door to personal healing and happiness reversed. That cycle of connecting with a masculine who is resisting his own healing or sabotaging his own happiness. What I'm sensing is someone, a masculine you've connected with in the past who may have or may at this time be resisting his own healing or sabotaging his own happiness, may actually be making a choice to transform, to break the cycle. Alternatively, another message could be that a brand new person is coming into your life who will be essentially symbolically breaking this cycle for you, this cycle of frustration. Because really that word frustrated is coming out so strongly. And again, do take this as it resonates. This could be a person or a current connection that is transforming into something different. But this could also be an entirely new person. So I was saying that the word frustration in love is coming out really strongly for you, divine feminine. I feel that many divine feminines I'm connecting with, there is this energy of, I try to take things slow when it comes to new love, new relationships. I feel like I'm speaking to someone in the dating world who is aware that other people tend to want to move very fast with them, to get very emotional, to get very open, very vulnerable. But then that seems to lead to this situation where that masculine ends up pulling away, withdrawing, becoming afraid, becoming hot and cold. So I'm hearing setting the pace. I feel like there's a feminine here, and this might just be for a few people who may be out in the dating world, but there's someone here who is like trying to set the pace or scale back the pace of their love connections to move more slowly so as to not get into these very intense romantic situations that seem to move way too fast, leading to the masculine becoming afraid, pulling back. I'm hearing sometimes it's frustrating to have an energy so powerful and deep and intense that I seem to pull out everything within other people, their lights, their darkness. People tell me about their demons and their shadows when they barely know my name, is what I'm getting for this feminine. I feel this extends to platonic situations as well. So if you haven't been connecting with different masculines romantically recently, this could also be platonic situations as well, where you tend to get overwhelmed, even platonically, socially, because people get very open, vulnerable, emotional with you very fast, but then sometimes their own vulnerability scares them and causes them to want to pull back or pull away. Or for you, it may kind of just be overwhelming to always know so much about other people, even the things that they don't say out loud, just through exchanging energy with them, by being around them. I just keep hearing like you just know things. Things just pop into your minds when you're with these people that seem to come out of the blue. That's actually your intuition speaking to you things about this person they may have not even told you. And this has all been really intensified at this time as well, because again, going back to that first reading, we talked about your third eye opening in an even more profound way, causing you to see people in situations so clearly, even more clearly than ever before. But sometimes this leads to heartbreak or confusion for you at this time, because I'm hearing like you're seeing people so clearly that it is impossible for you to ignore the truth of them. So if someone is being inauthentic, not being open, honest, transparent with you, you sense it so strongly. It is like glaring in your face, especially right now at this time. So the slightest energy shifts in others might really put you off to certain people, romantically or even platonically. The broken heart card reverse came out here again. It's really interesting. This card is coming out twice. So I am actually going to read a little bit from the guidebook here. The broken heart reversed marks a time of renewal and hope. Whatever has happened to you in the past, you're now free to move on. The universe has much better things in store for you, so finish letting go of any residual grief and open your life to new, self-loving intention. Joyous connections will follow. And I also feel guided to read the affirmation here, even though I don't normally do that. They do have affirmations in this booklet, and I feel this could be really powerful for many of us in the Divine Feminine Collective here. This affirmation says, I release the pain of the past and live with compassion for myself. Love heals and renews me now. So really beautiful message coming through there for someone. I feel this also could directly relate to this Sun card, the new beginning card here that came out, representing the breaking of an old cycle. So I want to know what old cycle or pattern is breaking, what new beginning is coming in. And of course, the yin yang card in the upright position. This is my number one twin flame card in the deck. So many of you listening may specifically be connecting with a twin flame divine masculine counterpart at this time. I'm hearing a twin flame situation will be balancing out. The truth will be revealing itself fully about this person or connection. I'm getting a situation in which there may have been a twin flame involved, but there also could have been a lot of confusion, meaning wondering, am I crazy? Is this a twin flame connection? If it's not a twin flame for you, this could be an incredibly intense, high-level soulmate situation, but there's a lot of spiritual depth here with this person. I'm hearing also that you balance each other out, or in the past, you may have triggered each other or caused each other pain, but also sparked this awakening in one another. But in the future, there will be this balancing out effect between the two of you, leading to this potential for, I'm hearing, a renewal, a reconnection here, a movement forward, a new beginning. For those of you who haven't connected with this person yet, I see the energies aligning to bring this connection into your life. And if that is you, I feel that you've sensed this person energetically, spiritually. You may have dreamt of them. You may have just felt their presence kind of around you energetically. And I do see you aligning with this person. The message behind this card, combined with the broken heart card, is even though you've experienced a lot of pain in your past, especially when it comes to love and romance, and specifically with this cycle of frustration, of feeling as though again, for you, divine feminine, with man holding a heart reversed, that these masculine energies would call you in for the next level of their healing or awakening, but then the intensity of your energy and of the bond that they would feel with you, how open, how vulnerable they would feel around you, would actually cause them to pull away. But what I'm getting is, what's happening here with the yin yang card and broken heart card reversed is this cycle is shifting into something different. There is a new cycle coming in for you in love, one in which I feel you are going to be, healer of the ages, uprights, connecting with either a masculine from your past who is now in this, I'm hearing, going through the fires of healing, going through that kind of ego death where everything about him is being burned away except that healed, pure, transparent, authentic part of him that you will then be able to connect with and align with more in the physical 3D worlds. For others of you, however, this could be a new masculine soulmate, romantic energy who has recently come into your life or will be coming into your life. But I feel the message here, regardless of which side of this you are connecting with, is to let this unfold naturally. Of course, the number 1111 just showed up on the recording timer, to know that this situation is being spiritually orchestrated at this time, to allow it to naturally unfold with victory in kind of the midway position. It's like you are in the process of being victorious within this situation that may have felt stuck or confusing for a very long time. So I didn't expect that message to come through. Very interesting. I am going to be reshuffling the cards here. I'm getting that the numbers 12 and 21 may be significant to someone, but it's also interesting because 12/21 in the calendar year is the winter solstice, which is the longest nights of the year. And I feel that someone I'm connecting with, it's like you have been through a very long night, metaphorically speaking, in your life, where at times things have felt very dark. Because with contract upright, it's like you have been in this lifetime taking on a lot of very dense karmic patterns, cycles, energies that I feel recently have all come to a head. It's like they've all been now coming to the surface to be transmuted, to be healed. I actually feel multiple different karmic cycles coming up at once, like all kind of at the same time. It's like multiple spiritual lessons being downloaded, being learned at once, which at times for us as humans can be really overwhelming, even though it's where the greatest amount of growth takes place. So I want to know what multiple karmic cycles or patterns or spiritual lessons have been learned at once. And of course, the first card to come out here from the Starseed Oracle, loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let the divine in. I feel like someone here, I actually feel this could be you, or this could be a masculine in your orbit, so to speak, kind of in your energy, in your life right now. I'm specifically definitely picking up on someone who is connecting with the masculine, dealing with some form of his own addiction. But I also feel that there could be a feminine here who has mirrored this in the sense where she may have used some kind of coping mechanism to numb herself to what she was feeling, to try to push down, numb, or reject her own intuition or what she was feeling in order to get along with others. Yeah, with woman holding a coin upright, I have to tell you that for someone specifically, I'm seeing that these two karmic patterns, meaning the karmic pattern within you, divine feminine, of rejecting your own intuition, trying to numb it out so that you could make some kind of connection work or make another person happy. And this masculine's pattern of using addiction to bypass his own healing or facing his own shadows. I feel this may have, and this won't be for everyone, but for someone, this came to a head with this masculine connecting with or pursuing attention from other feminine energies, so karmic feminine situations. This could be a third party situation. Literally, this could be this masculine simply seeking validation from other feminines in general. I'm hearing not feeling enough. So there could be a divine feminine here who was connected with the masculine doing this. And this dynamic caused her to question her own worth or value, to wonder, am I really not good enough for you to find enough of that sense of validation within me? But what you need to know, if this was your situation and this came to light, it came to the surface, this masculine never truly loved any of these other people or situations. That's coming through really strongly. These were addictions in the form of people, relationships, or interactions to allow him to hide from his own shadows that you were illuminating within him that he wasn't ready to face, for whoever this is for. But I feel, again, your two karmic patterns, contracts, really dovetailed together here, because I feel there was a divine feminine here who ignored her intuition or repressed intuition she may have even had about this specific situation. Like you may have had internal guidance warning you or telling you, indicating to you that this masculine wasn't being fully open and transparent with you. And you may have ignored that intuition because I'm hearing you sensed the soul depth, the spiritual depth that you had and do have with this masculine. However, because of that soul depth, that, by the way, you were correct about, you do have an incredibly strong soul bond with this masculine. But I feel that you allowed yourself to be disrespected or taken advantage of in the 3D because you were holding so tightly with strategy in the upright position to the plan that you had pre-laid out in your mind for how this connection, this again very spiritual soul connection, was supposed to go or supposed to unfold in the physical world. And I feel the situation pushed you to let go with the card loosen your grip, let the divine in, let go, release your control, surrender. And I feel in this situation, again, this won't be for everyone, but for whoever I'm speaking to, divine feminine, you were being trained through this very painful, challenging situation to release your grip, to let go of control, to allow the divine plan to supersede the plans that you may have constructed within your own mind for how the connection with this person was supposed to go or supposed to unfold, to honor yourself and to honor your intuition, even if it means going against that plan you had created in your own minds. And I feel honoring your intuition is really a theme in general in your life right now as well. And one of those major karmic patterns that you are healing now, I feel another karmic pattern because I did say there were multiple. Now, some of these may not apply to everyone. Take from these karmic patterns and cycles, whichever ones of them do connect with you personally. But the cards, throat chakra and financial constraints in the reverse position. So breaking free regarding a financial work or business situation, shifting your financial status, your work situation, your career through utilizing your true voice in a new way. So what I'm getting is that you are really coming into your own when it comes to sharing your voice or communicating yourself to others in some way that is really beginning to radically transform your financial situation. I'm getting that for someone specifically, or your work generally, with the Sun card upright, this usage of your voice, which, by the way, I feel you have always had this voice. I'm hearing your words carry a lot of power. Your voice carries a lot of power. You've always had these gifts and abilities within you, but I feel you may have picked up some self-limiting beliefs, specifically from people who tried to silence you. This may have been literally a person or a group of people. This also may have been an institution, because I'm getting for some, this could have been a very restrictive religion. This could have been the way you were trained in school, in some kind of particular organization, institution, group. This also could have been even the way that your family members may have trained you. I'm getting someone who was kind of the type of person who was very different within their family. It's like, I never fit into my family culture or my family dynamic. Now, if this doesn't apply as your family dynamic, this could just be you feeling a bit out of place in your general community, wherever I'm hearing wherever you are planted, you feel like you don't belong. But what I'm getting is you were planted where you are, your family, your community, your space in this physical 3D world for a reason, because it is dark spaces that need light the most. And I feel like this has been a challenge because your whole life, the struggle has been holding your lights, speaking your truth, even when everything around you, this is making me emotional, just channeling into your energy. It's like everything around you at times feels like it's been designed to bring you down, to silence you, to dim your lights, to cause you to question or doubt yourself. But that's not really the case. It's not that these things were designed to stop you. It's that you were planted within situations of lack, of situations where people around you had very strong limiting beliefs about themselves that they then projected onto other people. And I'm sensing many of you may have felt this, especially within your family dynamic. But you were planted in these situations because you carry the spiritual depth, the capacity for handling these types of situations, for holding lights amidst a lot of darkness. You have a very powerful light, and the power of your light really has been the theme of these readings. Yeah, the thinking woman uprights. Let's channel a little more information from this energy. Although I am just sensing a divine feminine here really coming into her own, really beginning to find ways to stabilize herself in this physical 3D world. I'm hearing your guides say you're really getting the hang of this, even if at times you doubt yourself, even if at times you feel like you're not. You are really beginning to adjust to the experience of being human as a soul that has so much spiritual depth and power, which is really challenging. It's challenging to merge the physical with the spiritual, especially when your spiritual depth is so great as a very ancient soul, and human life so often seems to run so contradictory to what that depth within you knows, to that spiritual wisdom that you carry. But again, you didn't come here to merge with the knowing of collective humanity. You came to transform that knowing, to infuse some of your deep, ancient spiritual wisdom into that collective knowing, that collective consciousness. And I specifically just keep seeing something about your voice. So some of you may literally use your voice in work, whether it's speaking, writing, singing. For others of you, this may be more abstract. So sharing your voice in the sense that you are communicating yourself to the world in a way that you are going to be able to financially or materially support yourself through as you continue to build confidence and see your worth, see the worth of your voice and the gifts that you are sharing with the planet. Because with solar plexus chakra reversed and 𝗵𝗿 value reversed, I see your greatest and in fact your only limiting factors when it comes to whatever dreams or visions you hold related to this sharing of your voice, the only thing that has been limiting you is the lack of self-belief, the lack of self-confidence or self-worth that was implanted within you artificially by your community, your society, or people around you, but you are healing that now. There is an intense solar plexus chakra healing, that card came out here as well, happening within you, causing you to, I'm hearing, to rebuild your sense of core confidence after being shaken by many very challenging events and experiences in your life. And through all of this, with door to value reversed, it's like, I'm specifically picking up on someone who may have had difficulty seeing the value in their own gifts, whether this was some form of artwork, artistic ability, something that you've always been passionate about or considered to be a hobby or an inclination. And I'm hearing that because of how other people early in your life may have treated these gifts, told you they were better kept as hobbies, or you could never make money or make a living out of doing these things. People around you may have said things like this to you when you were younger because they were projecting their own self-limiting beliefs onto you. But what these other people were blind to is the fact that the gifts you held within you have always been incredibly powerful. The only thing that has ever prevented you from manifesting in your life around these gifts, which, by the way, do constitute your destiny. It's like, this is your destiny. This is your soul's path. Which is why as you continue stepping forward on it and walking it, you will find that things effortlessly fall into place for you, because this is the path that has been meant for you. With the action card upright, take action when it comes to these dreams and goals, even if you can't see the full path, even if you find these self-doubts that others implanted into you coming up from time to time. You're being asked to trust, to go along for the ride with Journey in the upright position, to be along for this beautiful unfolding journey of your life, this journey of you coming home to yourself, taking back your power, reclaiming your worth, and utilizing your voice in the way you intended to prior to incarnating here physically. So wow, very, very intense messages coming through. Now, I do want to shift gears a little bit at the end of this reading and speak to the masculine here. Yes, of course, man holding a coin reverse, this masculine struggling with what you are illuminating within him. Whoever from the first reading found themselves connecting with a specific masculine energy in their life. So let's get some messages from this masculine and see what this kind of so-called hidden truth is about how he's really feeling. The third eye chakra in the upright position, I'm feeling as though my eyes are opening about things very quickly, pushing me to the point of needing to make choices, needing to make decisions, with indecision in the upright position. I also feel I could be channeling a masculine who in general struggles to make decisions, or has struggled to make decisions or to be decisive. I'm hearing drifting through life. But the reason he was this way, or is this way, is because he has struggled to tune into his own inner voice with the third eye chakra upright, his intuition. Even though, again, this masculine is highly spiritual, he is just unconsciously spiritual. He is unconsciously sensitive. So I feel what's happened here. I keep seeing like a father figure or a parental figure, someone around this masculine who caused him to actually repress or shut down his own intuition for the sake of going along to get along with other people. I'm hearing he replaced his intuitive voice with the voice of someone else or other people in his life. This may have been someone in a romantic relationship with this masculine, or a marriage in the past as well. It also could have been a parental figure, but I feel there was someone in this specific masculine's life who he gave his power away to by allowing this person's voice to overlay his own intuition, causing him to repress his intuition. But now it's like through meeting you, his eyes are really being opened in a profound way. He is no longer able to ignore that intuitive voice within himself. However, since he's hearing it clearly for the first time in a very long time, since he was essentially a young child, it's causing a bit of overwhelm, causing him to feel a bit destabilized here. This is a very deep karmic contract within this masculine, with the contract card coming out up right here, that is in need of balancing out. So I want to know what this divine masculine or masculine, depending on whether or not it is a twin flame or high-level soulmates, what they want to say. I miss your beautiful smile and joyous laugh. They used to light up my worlds. So I feel like this speaks to, in the first reading, I talked about how divine feminine, your light illuminates, highlights, amplifies the positive aspects and traits of masculine energies who connect with you, particularly within this very deep soul connection with this specific masculine. And I feel he really admires you, but also loves how you bring out this playful side of him. I'm hearing inner child. I feel like you bring out his inner child. You cause him to feel playful, to feel joyful, to feel really self-reconnected. I'm hearing him say, it's like being around you has made me feel like myself in a way that I have never felt with any other person. And in fact, in a way I haven't felt since I was a young child. However, at the same time, this masculine feels like certain dynamics, patterns within him, including this pattern of indecision, repressing his intuitive voice and therefore being indecisive, allowing other people to dictate his life choices or decisions. This is being illuminated within him as well. This is a shadow aspect being illuminated within him, and this terrifies him, the things you are bringing to the surface. It's like you are a double-edged sword, but in the best kind of way. Your powerful energy highlights these best traits of himself, even parts of himself he had forgotten, but also brings to the surface his shadows that are in need of healing. And I feel recently these shadow aspects have become really overwhelming for this masculine. Blossoming abundance in the upright position. I'm actually going to read a little bit from the guidebook here for this card, because this card just keeps seeming to come out here. This signals an increase, possibly in a dramatic or unexpected way. Be aware that you sow the seeds of your own garden. It takes time to see the blooming results take hold, new growth. So I feel that seeds are being planted. It's like through this connection with you, divine feminine, this masculine is... This has a very new, fresh feeling to it. I feel like you are causing this masculine to start to contemplate what he truly wants for himself and his life after drifting through life or allowing other people to dictate his decisions for a long time. However, I feel the divine stepping in here to say, allow this situation to unfold naturally. And I also feel this masculine's higher self saying, it's like, I need time to allow this seed to germinate, to take root, to grow within me. There's just something about the process of healing within this masculine that feels like it needs to be very natural, very gradual, and can't be forced, if that makes sense. So let's see what else this masculine is feeling. Let's pull a traditional tarot card for this. So what is this masculine feeling but not saying? What is this masculine feeling but not saying to divine feminine here? Wow, the Devil card in the upright position. Very intense. Right away on the image of this card, I see two people literally chained together, and I see this speaking to the fact that this masculine feels tethered to you spiritually, divine feminine. He feels tied to you at a very profoundly deep, energetic soul level. Feeling trapped, overcoming addiction, trapped in bondage, addictions, depression, negative thinking. I feel like specifically there's a masculine I am channeling into at this time who is experiencing through this connection the surfacing of a lot of very deep patterns emotionally. I did hear the word depression, also potentially anxiety, but I feel this could be hidden. It's like a masculine feeling a lot of really dark emotional patterns surfacing that they aren't necessarily being vocal about because these are their battles that must be fought. These are their shadows that must be faced. And I actually sense that at times when this masculine withdraws or pulls away, this may be because he needs time to integrate, to allow those changes that you have, divine feminine, brought up within him to fully take hold. However, at the same time, you, divine feminine, are being called to be really self-honoring with yourself, meaning not allowing yourself, your time, your energy to be disrespected, to be dishonored, regardless of what kind of soul bond or connection you share with someone. And actually being self-honoring in this way is the only way you can truly hold the space when it comes to situations like this and allow this masculine to do his own healing work that must be done by himself. In that sense, it's like you can trigger the shadows to come to the surface, but he must be the one to face these shadows. With the Death card, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. I see this intense ego death happening within this masculine at this time also. Prosperity lies ahead, and your dreams need a practical plan. And interestingly enough, these are both Taurus cards. So someone here could have Taurus energy in their birth chart. This is new moon in Taurus and full moon in Taurus. I see this speaking to the fact that you, divine feminine, are really being called through this situation to focus on yourself, focus on, again, that's spiritual lesson you are learning of taking back your voice, utilizing your voice through whatever artistic, creative, passionate endeavors that you are feeling called to, taking action in those directions, not fixating too heavily on what this masculine is doing or not doing, because he must heal and awaken in his own time. But you, divine feminine, must continue to be self-honoring of your own time, your own energy, your own love. I want to know what else this masculine wants to say at this time. What is this masculine feeling? You were my best friends, and I cherished our friendship above all others. So this masculine is really missing you at this time. I sense he's feeling locked out of your life, divine feminine. And yet the ironic thing is I feel that he really feels as though being locked out of your life in this sense is his fault, because there's a lot of regret and guilt here also. I hear him saying, like, I'm working on making changes. I know I need to make changes. And the final card to come out from the Rumi Oracle, by the way, I keep seeing the numbers 8 and 18 for someone, and this is the number 18 card. So I'm going to close this extended reading by just sharing a little bit from the guidebook here. Weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. My wounded soul was set free when I tasted the sweetness of love. My spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life while overflowing with joy, and my vision was filled with light. Love said, "Don't feel so hopeless, my weary and gloomy one. For my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted to me. See how boundless divine justice can be. Behold my immeasurable kindness. Love embraced my spirits, and all my doubts vanished at once. A new and glorious robe of honor was placed on my shoulders. Love offered me the power of new vision and the transforming touch of divine generosity, and placed the chalice of eternal wine in my hands. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, this oracle comes to you with sacred portents. You are fast approaching a moment of great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of yourself and your divine destiny is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever before. You must allow it. Simply honor yourself as a living being, worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. What a gift it is to cast aside belief in inferiority and superiority, unhelpful as those notions are for you now. What a gift instead to embrace your own path, irrespective of what any other may think. So I really hope this reading brought you some sense of clarity, guidance, or reassurance. You are always supported by the universe, by all that is, especially right now along this next leg of your spiritual journey unfolding in this life. I am so grateful for you for being here today, for supporting my work through Patreon. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart and soul. I truly am wishing you the most beautiful rest of your Monday, and I will talk to you again in Wednesday's extended reading.